Good morning. Excuse me. All right. Yesterday was boring. Anyway, tomorrow, MT Live, 12 o'clock. Should be interesting. Market maker stories. We'll see. Join us, 12 o'clock. I'll drop the link today and tomorrow, but check it out. All right, all right, all right. Charts. Here we go. All right. So, as I said, not too much was moving. I mean, a few things, but you know, day started out positive. The news, EU, US, blah, 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 gapping up, selling right from the get-go. Transports up higher, closed where they left off the prior day. So it is in an uptrend. It's in the area of the prior resistance. Just a slowing momentum bar on the weekly chart, marking time. We're waiting. We don't have any kind of a setup here. I suppose if it just trades above prior day's high, it's worth setting an alert and see what happens. The Dow all day, you know, relatively small range. There was the gap up, down, up, whip, whip. It was a decent down move, you know, but I mean, you look at price action. So I'm talking from my own perspective here. You look at the price action and say, why didn't I do that? Well, daily's in an uptrend. It's consolidating. It gapped up. Now a range day, 65-minute. It's kind of sideways there. The initial showed strength. Other than just saying, oh, I'm just going to short it because it's up near a prior high, and that kind of a retracement. That's really just not enough things coming together from my point of view anyway. So just seeing some kind of a price movement, that doesn't mean two things. It doesn't mean you shouldn't look at it to reevaluate to see is it something that possibly could have been in your trading plan, but if it's not, you just got to say, well, it's not. Whereas down here, things. I thought, okay, I'm going to get going here. I mean, eventually did, but it's kind of just jiggling around, and just one of those days. There's just a lot of running in place. You can see there's the just the trading range intraday that's going on. And let's look at IWM. Trading range continues. It is up here, gapping up to the top of yesterday's range. So yesterday was a red bar. It did come down. Well, was down there close to the bottom of the range, and it's working its way up here. It looks like it could get up to the top of the range, but what's going to break it out of the range? I suspect nothing today. And just because tomorrow is going to be the day where, the big earnings reports start coming in. Now, there's some semiconductors that are up on the day that reported after the close. So that's helping and elevating the NASDAQ 100. You see is gapping up. It yesterday had this, I think most likely, yeah, Alex, another boring day. The narrow range day just kind of jiggled. You can see here, it initially started up and then just kind of just slowly grind, and I assume that's a real bar. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad tick. Let's just scroll. That's a bad tick. No, that was, yeah, that was real. I remember that yesterday. Whereas like, okay, there's a wide range bar and it's gonna, potentially go sideways and go back, but it retraced all the way back up to the highs. And okay, maybe it'll flip back, but the depth of that retracement gave me pause. And then here you had a breakout failure. And it went nowhere, 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 nowhere. It just kind of drifted its way lower until the end of the day, where, being in the support area near that pivot low, I guess some buying into the close there. And, the gap up today, which is just jiggling around here, but, you know, continuing the uptrend, new all-time highs in a very slow, methodical pace. We often refer to these as self-correcting uptrends, where there's a lot of overlapping bars and tails, but it just works its way higher. And we'll do SPY. And similarly, look at that little narrow day, right? Little narrow body. It dipped down, didn't even get to the prior day's close. Now it's back up. It's in the middle of the range there. Summer doldrums. Nothing we could do about it, right? We got this news coming this week. Apple, Microsoft, there's a whole bunch of others, Meta. So those are, major. Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, and Meta. Four of the fangs. So should be get some movements at the end of the week. And so you read the news, there's still US and China still talking. So maybe that jiggles things around. Yeah, economic reports, which I don't know. It may have an effect. Lately, they haven't had that much of an effect. But as we all know, Trump is pushing, you know, they're idiots over there at the Fed, and anybody can do this with half a brain, according to him. They probably really don't need 1,000 or whatever economists there. That's for sure. Building a new multi-billion-dollar building, more waste. I'm surprised he didn't shut it down. But anyway, a lot of news, a lot of news. So where are we at? Gapping up slightly. SPX, nothing was touched yesterday. And gapping up a little bit. As always, we pick our spots. Ideally, we get to some kind of an extreme first in the morning, where it raises the premium early on, where it can move, I guess, to these levels or above or down below here to pick a spot. Because even if you get moves later in the day, sometimes most times the time decay just there's not much there, but you don't want to have to get too close. But yesterday, nothing was touched. And let me just capture this. Sometimes, like yesterday, someone came in late and was like, "Oh, what are the numbers?" And also notice how the average true range are contracting because the bars are contracting. So and it gives us a general guideline day to day as to the extremes just based on that. So you see where prices are at and say, okay, 40 strikes up or down from where they are. Are they likely to reach one or the other? Just again, a general guidelines. On any given day, news could create a wide range bar, but we think it'll probably stay, within this area. Continue to. Interest rates continue to do a big nothing. Right? The big range, the little range, in the middle of the range, right there, and they were a little lower, but just coming up here a little bit, not moving. Just waiting for the end of the week in numbers. Bitcoin, marking time after a move out of a consolidation, bullish price action, buyers on the dip. Now, bullish price action because it's in an uptrend, and the move began from a consolidation. But something could break it lower or break. Obviously we think it should break higher because of the trend gets the benefit of the doubt, and we see buyers on the dip. And over here, this topping tail, That's not surprising, after coming up like that, gapping up and then continuing higher, that there would be sellers on the move. It's just the typical way, but it hasn't fallen much. So that's still bullish. So, GBTC and coin and different MSTR, I think, is reporting today. Maybe take a look and see. I think it's reporting today. Um, those stocks related to Bitcoin, just based on this, I would assume that they're going to eventually move. Um, Futures, not doing anything here. They're just not doing anything. How many different ways can I explain it? Right? Slow, methodical grind. Remember, I mentioned last Friday the distribution that was happening intraday, and this opened up on news. This is higher, on semiconductors moving up a bit, but just based on the intraday price action on Friday, it was like it's being sold just slowly, not in a big way. It is extended, and whether you want to look at, you know, some kind of fundamentals, whatever. Our internals, sentiment is still at the higher end there, backed off a little bit. Market continues to go up. Breath is terrible, terrible for a market moving up like that, but we know many markets aren't moving. So we know why the breath is terrible. Question is whether some of these markets can play catch up. S&P's here, doing nothing. Set an alert at yesterday's lower if you're watching it. You know, if it should start to roll over down there, you're going to want to be aware that it's down there. Maybe buyers show up again since this isn't an uptrend, and pushes it back up to be a green bar. Marking time, right? Gold down near a pivot, looked like it was going higher, and it didn't. It's near a pivot. Maybe it stabilizes, but that hasn't been doing anything for several months now. Silver pull back a bit. Maybe should be where buyers should want to step up, since it's in the area of that pivot in the rising 20. We'll see if it does that. We've got a consolidation there, and notice the big wide range, 180. So set an alert above here, and maybe there's a trade today in silver if it can get up there. Oil, stabilizing down here. Trading range, choppy chop. Copper, we don't look at this day to day, but that made a big move a couple of weeks ago. It's pulling back to support, so maybe it starts to make a turn here. And XLV getting help. Yeah, XLV bottoming, getting any help. No help from you. Well, it's a bottoming. So I mentioned this in the weekend letter. And in the I mentioned for the ETF letter, even just maybe put the toe in the water if you're patient. But it spiked down, came up, wide bullish bar, and it's gapping down today within the range. Not a big deal. Question is, do buyers show up here again? UNH, I said an alert pre-market. I don't think that's doing much. It's gapping down. Yeah, big problems there. SMH, that's gapping up. So last week that pulled back down to major support, which moved in our trend matrix from an uptrend to a sideways trend, and now back, if it closes up there, back to an uptrend. And so whippy price action after an advance, we'll have to see if it can hold on to this gain today or what's going to happen with that. So you definitely want to keep an eye. Maybe set an alert, throw it in a thumbnail, see what it does at the end of the day. And yeah, if it tightens up for sure. Mid caps still look good. So look, things are quiet, overly quiet. They're still positive. If these laggards could kick it in, we could have a great day or a few days, a week, and we'll see what happens from there. Um, the dollar is bottoming. I think so. Uh, you know, this doesn't look exactly like uh, DXY, but look at the euro. Starting to roll back down, breaking through the 50. I think the pound breaking down. May have to go and trade these. Was Frank breaking down. Canada topping down at these pivots. Probably be some buyers down there. Australia breaking down, and the yen down. So if you so inclined, consider some UUP. All yours, Dan.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, apologies. I'm still on this laptop for one more morning, heading back um, over the lunch period. So good thing the market's in a coma. We actually had a lot of opens. We're 100% bullish except for one short onion. Can you all see my screen? I didn't. It says I'm sharing. Just want to make sure. All right, cool. So I heard Greg mention XLB. My low alarm actually went off as he was saying that because I have up and down alarms. If we get a buy set up here, which is 3 bar pullback, then that's where we're gonna, well, two things. So what I want to see is it to reverse right here at the gap fill, the 50 MA. If it goes beyond that, then it's a weaker tracements. But that would be perfect. And that's where we'll start accumulating, anticipating bottoming pattern. So I mentioned we have 100% longs. This is our, not aqua onion. This is our only short onion. Little 1, 2, 3 breakdown. And it's just neutral right now, but relative weakness. It's fine. It's relative weakness. Bear 1, 2, 3 on the weekly. Broke down, price void, can't bounce. Actually, today's Tuesday. So Friday it had a bullish gap that I thought was going to be a big problem child. And it didn't. Got sold into. Other alarms here real quick. Fubo. This was in the weekend letter. My alarm went, it didn't trigger. 1, 2, 3 weekly. You know, as earnings next week. But my alarm went off pre-market and it obviously looks like there's some news here. So I just canceled it. I don't want to mess with it. APP we had as a put spread. It triggered yesterday, but we did not get the premium, so I readjusted them higher. And then I also like this as a directional. Let me tell them 5 minute high. If it gaps over. Airbnb. Why did I have an alarm go off? We have put spread on this, KBH and KBH. I like KBH and Lens, so this gap up hit my alarm. So these are bottoming patterns, broke out. It's buy setup following a bottoming pattern. So I like this one and Len are my two favorites I'm watching for directionals and put spreads. I was trying to sell put spread on Len yesterday. I did not get filled. I'm going to try again today. And then also the KBH also. Those are, let's see, two more alarms. Sierra Bravo. I had an up alarm go off. I don't see any prints though. We're in trail mode. And I had an up alarm go off where we sold a third of this into strength yesterday. So if Sam were here, he would remind us we have 2/3 left. And that looks great. Ton of earnings here. I deleted some already. So if I don't get them all, just ask me. Papa Golf. Oh, this SMCI yesterday was on my list. It was on my list, bullish daily, weekly, monthly, and it was a gap. And it was Robert or somebody in the room here. I said I thought it was going to pull in and kind of fill the gap to give us an entry. And look at it, didn't. So, dude, but I said the weekly, monthly. I said 70, 75 would be my target. But it's kind of moved now. We missed it yesterday. Let's see, or Tawi, MBI, and Amwal. I'm gonna look at earnings. MBI. I don't like swing at all. Day trade, it's a bear 1, 2, 3, 4. It's fine for a little pullback into the void. It's in an uptrend. Power move out of the base, or call spread is fine. Amwal, don't like it all. Why, you might ask? Well, because it's crazy overlapping bars. It is a bullish 1, 2, 3 after a breakout from a bottoming pattern. So notice how the weekly bars are a lot tighter and cleaner than this. You see the difference? This gives me a headache. So I don't like it, but I like if you want to trade off the weekly, buy the highs, stop the lows. All right, earnings here. We got a bunch of them. Wow, look at that thing whipping around pre-market. Procter and Gamble at 158 and change. So as I always do, I'm just going to throw, I do this every day. I tell you what I'm thinking of the pattern and if it's tier one or not. So this one gapping up, it's slop fest. I would say, put spread idea 10-minute high, but when I say that, you got to go through the checklist of liquidity, premium, etc. This is one of my favorite. I put it on Telegram this morning. It's middle chart right here, RCL. Look, it's not a textbook Climo because it's close to the 20, but the weekly's a Climo. Look how far that is from the 20 on the weekly. It's inside, little slowing momentum, and now I got a nasty crack on the daily. That is put spread galore pattern. Within the first 30 minutes, we got to see, how it reacts. What if the thing just rips up and fills the gap? Then it ain't a call spread anymore. Oh, if I said put spread, though, that was an error. It's call spread over yesterday's high. So 355. So I have it here. It's one of my favorites. Whirlpool is not, it's maybe a tier two. I would, when you have excessive gaps, the bigger the better. So this was gapping at $80. Look at my horizontal line on the daily. Wow, look at the volume yesterday. I just noticed that. That's crazy volume into earnings. But so gapping here to 80, ideally it would have sold off more and then we could have sold the 75s. but now it's bounced here $4. That might mess it up, but I have it here in the bottom right. So that's a put spread watch. NVO getting whacked. That is a monster gap. This one's an ADR, so I'm not going to trade that. But look at Lilly. Lily's getting whacked on that. Also, I'm assuming it's on the same news. They're competitors, right? 773 gap into the low here. I don't like that pattern. I think it moves with Myrna too, but Myrna's not moving, so I don't know. Sophie, I was watching this as a potential M top. But notice how this is still bullish. It's not as Climo looking as RCL. But now it's up here $23. I got no interest. There's no pattern there. It's up a lot. It's extended. Man, this thing, book it, is getting freaking killed. I mean, look at that, gapping down $7 divided by 17. What percent is that? I don't know. This one was not earnings. They did a secondary offering at a lower price. But that's ugly. I'll back it. I think it's Chinese, or it's, I don't think it's American at all. UPS, $98. That's an ugly gap on that. I always check the cousin. So FedEx is holding superior. In the green room, we were talking about this turn down here at the 50. And wow, that turned out to be a beautiful entry. Oh, I got two gap and crap candidates. This is one, Seco. I mean, look, you can't even see $40 on any one of these charts. 30-minute low, my bias is a call spread. And here's another one. What's this? $154. Same. Look, it's off the charts. I can't see 154. So do you short at the open? Heck no. Thing could rally another $10. I don't know. But my canned bias is 30-minute low. Because that means it doesn't have enough demand to drive it higher. And the chart with that fact suggests short-term exhaustion gap. Bar 7250, that's a nasty gap, but that's no pattern. I'm always wanting to delete things here because I watch too much stuff. That's a bearish gap, deep into these. When we talk about when we do our retracement MT live, it's not only retracements from pivots to pivots. Like I mentioned that XLV, remember? I'll go back to remember XLV. From this move to that move, I'm wanting it to hold here in the gap fill, which is 50%, which is still bullish. And now this thing, we also apply retracement concepts into bars. And look, this thing gapping 90% into yesterday's bar as bearish as can be. Yes, let me go through alarms here now. That's why F alarm. Let's wait 5-minute high. This is in the weekend letter. Oh, I just got filled on something. I forget what I had up. I think I had.
Yeah, did somebody trade spot yesterday in front of the earnings?
No, it was shop, and there was another S. But yeah, no, because I got scared also. I'm like, holy shit, did we do that? And I checked pre-market, and there were two other S's.
All right.
Yeah.
Got them down.
No, right. No, all right, I got filled on KBH. I had an order pre-market on KBH. I did the 50. Here, I'll tell you. I did the 55.50 for 80 cents. All right, Marvel alarm. We did a put spread yesterday. Nice higher high, nice gap, nice this and that. Let's see where we're at on profit on this. Nonsense. Oh, yeah, but you're talking about an earnings trade, Patrick. Greg was talking to me about, did we get into something in error? So I'm always busy at the open. Let's move stock break even on Marvel for now. I'll adjust it in a bit. Pelletier up alarm. We did a put spread on that too. Nice. It's some crazy whip down yesterday, set my low alarm off. And I'm in this one too, but look, now we got an up alarm. XLU up alarm, ETF trade that went against us yesterday, but up alarm. This Whirlpool bottom right, RCL. Nothing to do right now. We need more data. Papa Hotel alarm. We're in trail mode. XLV, we talked about pre-market. CEG, we did a put spread yesterday, up alarm. Nice, we did it on this pullback to the gap. That was on my list because of the energy stocks moving after the deal with UK. So let's see how much we're up in SEG. Down to 23 cents. I'm going to bid 20 to close mine. And let's move stock break even. Let me adjust this one SEG. How about a stop right here? 325.18. Alex, it's funny. I was talking to Flyman about that company pre-market, and that's where my friend Batu won as a pilot also. And there's apparently a female CEO now, and I mean, what both these guys tell me is she is not well liked. That she is not very high in the confidence department. They tell me maybe she got hired because of woke. I don't know. Just Marvel also. Nice Marvel. Yeah, great comment for us yesterday. Up baseline. We're a dime lower, 76.21. That's fine. We have a put spread in directional. And I'm getting filled on a couple things here. Mhm. All right, so yeah, RCL's not bouncing. Did anybody check? 352.50. All right, seg, I got filled at 20, so I'm out of my seg. I'm not, I don't feel like babysitting it for another dime. Might as well. Yeah, I got filled at half. What was I bidding? 30, it looks like. RCL call spread, 352. Art G, low alarm. Shoot, that's an ETF letter. I don't know if it's an early alarm or not. 322, 332. Wow, spreads are crazy, but there's juice. Can I do that right? 355. No, the wrong spread. 12 cents by 55. There's no premium on this. 30-minute low. 30-minute low. Either short it, stop high, or any other 15-minute pattern. BA turned red. It was up a couple bucks pre-market. Okay. Diaper low alarm. That was going to be an ad over yesterday's high. Review, what's here? These are alarms. And Nasdaq was the strongest this morning. So the fun of it was the Whirlpool. Will be the $80 put for Friday. Oh, there's no weeklies. And that's only 60 cents for 3 weeks out. I'm not doing that. Tango Hotel alarm. It's an early alarm. It's next week. Yeah, so you do a third lot here and then add over yesterday's high. Yeah. That was on your list yesterday. I sure do remember it. Sure do. Yep. Nice gap and go. That's your something something bar. So put a stop days low. This could be Alex. I got an alarm on your target. At I think 107.40, whatever. All right, KBH. I told you I shorted a put spread. Let me set a new alarm at 57.40. I like these as directional up to bull low alarm. Man, that thing's been a problem. It's an early alarm. Yeah, stops on at 15. Oh, I actually just set this down. Let's see the options trader. We have a 1513. Gotta kill it. It's not acting right. Remember we said the definition of a stop It's the point in time where we determine that the reason for entering the trade doesn't exist anymore. That's right. Support though, but I surely, as a new trade, I would have zero interest in this. So that's telling me the reason for entering doesn't exist anymore. That's turned sloppy. 34. Five. Our stop is 24.80. Our stop, let's move our stop under 25. So that would book a small profit. Yeah, yesterday. Ah, nice capital. EEP. Yeah, we bought just right at the market open. We bought a third yesterday. Cipher. Supplemental 15. I think upper right there, spiders coming in. And I totally, yeah, I made the comment. Greg mentioned it this morning, but I made the same comment yesterday afternoon. And I thought today was going to be an identical little slop fest, but not only because of the summer doldrums and what's been going on, but because of the Fed tomorrow. RCL middle chart, you all, day traders. Day traders. Short, stop over this 15-minute bar right here, which was a day's high. But that's kind of, wow, that's a $7-8 stop though. Fubo took off. This was in the weekend letter and I canceled it because it's, wow, look at that thing go. But I can't take credit for it because it gapped over the entry and we wouldn't have chased. But yeah, that was in the weekend letter long. It's far from the 20, but strong. You know, it's like this, yeah, the strong 15. It's similar to this, which I gave 5-minute high, which is
Don't
days.
do it unless you do that kind of trade, Thomas.
Well, Greg, I'm having second thoughts on this one for the same reason.
There's no correction bar and it's not on any support. You know, you got to give it a big stop. What's the reward to risk?
Well, it was called a continuation breakout with a stop under these 3 bars. But do you want me to just cancel it? The weekly and monthly and market, you know, like
I wouldn't do it with a stop that tight. I would not do it with a stop like that. I would wait or just pass. This market's getting a little tired and jiggly.
That's my exact thing too. I'm in more caution mode now. Let's cancel that. That's why it's just up too much.
The entry
Let's
was
see.
above the high of the gap reversal bar.
CXPI is still valid. Also, let's see. Little bull rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set alarm 11:23. Whirlpool bottom right. So see our bias was totally correct on these two, right? It was put spread on Whirlpool, call spread on RCO.
Chipotle, new lows.
I know, I said that to Alex pre-market. So, yeah. What were these? What were the two gapping crappers? I saw. Hold on, I'll put it on Telegram. It was CBRE and C. Nope.
SPX is holding on 60. Well, just went under 6,400. Looks like it's going to jiggle lower. Well, things are so messy. I don't know.
And I think the Fed is going to keep it that way. Fine. Um, you're just managing tight. Our daily is fine. We sold a third. So let me check our put spread. I'd be more inclined to kill the put spread than the directional. No, I understand. I would myself, but you and I manage tighter. Then I can't turn our swing trade and trader into a day trader. And the pattern is 100% fine for Spectre. But we manage credit spreads different because we should be pretty darn near max profit. 0 by 75. Friggin' nuts. RK low alarm, XLB low alarm. So see, your alarms tell you a lot of information also. Just not even looking at the market, you just look at your alarms, like, uh-oh, market's weakening, the sector's weakening, whatever. Mhm. EOS low alarm. Bought this yesterday. Let's 10-cent spread of this thing. Yeah, but we don't play breakouts. Bottom of the range till top. I mean, weekly is more of a breakout because it condenses data. So that's a totally different picture than an entry here for a breakout. Al got whacked today. Earnings. Spot. Red's dog. Spot. Was totally fine this morning. Yeah, spot looks horrible. That's a nasty 180 on the on what weekly and monthly. So that looks like a short-term high. I'd sell the 700s on this. Juice for Friday. But I don't even go out to next week on this thing. $700. Too spreading. Dollar spread. All the alarms. Cipher. Opera Hotel. Let's tighten the stop on this. How about right here? Under 736. Oh, that's where I have it already. 736. Very cool. Yeah, EL. That was on my list yesterday. Looks good. You got a breakout failure though, Thomas, on the 15. I don't like market extended, petering out, prior high, Fed tomorrow. All right, so you're getting the feel of what I'm getting at, that there's more negatives than positives. Seg, yeah, we're in this. The puts. Oh, I actually took my profit already. So under 331. 331. Closed half of that filled. What's the directional I gave this morning? APT. Full stopped out. 8:15. I said 5 minute high, but let's cancel that for now. See how the 5 minute high saved us? Let's just cancel it. Get in the more cautious mode here. Now our stop is bigger for the directionals, 1428. So we're still in bull for the directional. It's under this big old WRB, but bar by bar, it looks horrible. On Pelletier, we're in trail mode. Let me check the put spread. Ah, I already killed mine in the front. So let's just move stop here, break even. Under 566. Craig, you know what? This guy, one of the guys on the boat here, his boat, he told us yesterday that a friend of his told him to buy Pelletier. And he said, I forget, he said he only invested $300. And he said the $300 turned into 3,800. He's still in it. All right, getting a 10 a.m. number here. Rick's Charlie here blabbing. Market doing nothing on it. With all this up and down, I'm up $268, now 315, which slopping around. Are you bouncing around? Consumer confidence higher. Not bad. The only thing I don't like here is the 200, Thomas. Unfilled gap, so I think that's going to act like a brick wall. I like this other one a lot better. Let me show it to you. It's pending here. Hold on. Forget the symbol, but hold on. XP. You see how this one is superior setup, Thomas? It's clear the 200, closer to support, not as extended, bullish weekly, price void. See the difference? So I got an alarm on this. I like this one. Earnings 731 though, darn it. Shoot, I can't give that now. I mean, we can in here, even if it's just a day trade or a 2-day trade. But no, I got to cancel that. All right, Chime, still short, hasn't triggered yet, but it's good to go and it'll lose. And this one's okay. It has to get over yesterday's high. But I'll give it one more day. That's getting on board a moving train, Thomas, but it's fine if that's your style. I only like moving trains if the market has a lot of oomph, like an igniting situation, which is what we don't have, or if it's just a day trade. So, there you have it. Another problem you have for a swing is earnings are tomorrow. All right, let's clean out some of these earnings here. I went through all of our alerts. Oh, tossed alert. Oh, shoot. All right, that's trail stopping out. That's all right. Take the money. Trail stopped out.